The content on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only. Please contact a professional when it comes to your financial needs. Last update on the BMAX Mining Pro project. And yeah, this is going to be the last one. We're going to pull the plug on this project and move over to another machine. Reason being, well, stay tuned and I'll tell you what's going on and why this is not a good option to run your Bitcoin node. Ultimately, what I think is going to come down to is the memory on the BMAX B1 Pro. It's hard soldered into the board itself. There's no really exchangeable parts when it comes to that. There is a slot inside of the computer itself where you can put the solid state drive, your M1, but it didn't recognize it. So I ended up buying an enclosure and used that. The first 24 hours operated fine. I had downloaded half of the node information, had synced half of the node, and everything was going fine. But then it just started slowing down. So I began to try to tweak what I could. And what I was finding that I was, after tweaking the BIOS and trying to look at some of the settings from the Umbra OS, it would just have these long periods of just hung sessions, disconnections, or whatever. There's a 125 uh, node minimum on one of the settings. Peers, excuse me, 125 concurrent peers on one of those settings. I dropped it down to kind of save some resources, and that seems to have threw off the metrics for whatever reason. And at the time prior to me messing around with the peer connections, I was getting utilization on the memory somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 or 7 gig of the 8 gig that was installed. Now, afterwards, I'm getting like 400, maybe megabits per second out of the 8 gigs being utilized during this download process. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I went and monkeyed with the BIOS, and I'm still getting some really sluggish results. Now, as of today, I'm still at 73% synced, but it's been over 2 weeks now, and it's still going. And I was just about to pull the plug, but then I saw that it had went up to 73% synced. And I said, okay, it's not hanging. Let me go ahead and rush it. Let it run. The problem is, yeah, I started this project in anticipation of running into some kind of problems, but it doesn't look like 8 gigs is going to be enough. It definitely going forward as the blockchain ledger gets bigger. You're already downloading over a terabyte of information. At this point, it's close to a terabyte. It's like 900 some odd gig. Excuse me, 900 some odd gig. And I just don't think that 8 gigs is going to be enough for any node. Now, the project as it stands, it only came in about $260 out the pocket for the devices and the memory. But at the same time, I want you guys to understand, if the goal is to fortify the blockchain network, get something that works. This is one of those experiments that didn't get the results that I wanted to in the time frame that I wanted to, but it's not a death knell because I did use an external drive, bootable. I could plug it up to any machine and it'll boot, and it should just do fine. But we'll let time tell. I'm going to let it rock out for the next couple of weeks and see how we go before I connect any of the miners to it. Let me know in the comments if you are trying to build your own node or have built your own node and you have something helpful to help the community out. This has just been my experience. I don't know if I've done anything wrong. I don't think I did. But we're just going to have to wait and see. I'll talk to you later.